Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about baseball bat self-defense. My goal is to just take this bat from him. This could be a home intruder, self-defense, you name it. He has a baseball bat, he's trying to hit me with it.
I gotta stop myself right here. I explained this terribly. Dylan has a baseball bat, I have nothing. I'm trying to take the baseball bat away from Dylan without dying. We'll determine that by counting up the total amount of strikes at each round, putting it into categories of minor, major, and lethal damage. We're gonna break down what went right and wrong at the end of each round. And thank you to Dylan for helping out with this video. Big shout out to him. Follow him on Instagram at DillCow. And let's get right into round one.
I'm trying to take it away. We'll do it about 3 times, and we'll see if I can even get it one time. So, Whew. That was a close one. That was a fucking close one. You got me, I'd say like 3 or 4 times there. But this is the thing. This is what made that less harmful than it would have been. I got close to him because the full power you can get out of a baseball bat is whenever you have it fully cocked back. So my goal is to get as close as possible before he can swing fully.
Alright, now let's break down round one. Dylan immediately starts off and hits me in the shoulder. I put my hands up and he capitalizes on this by hitting me twice in the stomach. Now I try to close distance so I can take the bat away from him, and he hits me a couple good times. But then he trips on his own feet, and I'm trying to get 2 hands on his wrist so I can drive him to his weak side. Now that I have 2 hands on wrist, I'm going to pull downwards while trying to get the bat away from his hand. He pulls away and I spin out. Now doing the same thing, pulling down and outwards. He only has 1 hand on the bat. I hyperextend that arm, and now I have the bat, and I think I might have lived, but let's see. In round 1, Dylan missed 0 strikes, meaning he landed 6 out of 6 of his total strikes. 3 of them were minor, some of them glancing off the body. 2 of them were major, could have hurt me, and 1 was a lethal strike to the liver that could have hurt me very badly. But overall, I think I probably lived that round, and let me know what you think in the comments, and let's get into round 2.
So we'll try round 2. Alright, ready? Sit. Okay, the kneecaps. Whew. I don't know if y'all saw that. Here's round 2. Fuck. I definitely probably got disabled from that knee shot. Like whenever you went over there, I probably would have buckled.
I don't play fair with the knees.
Yeah, bro, you went. But I did have some success whenever I started lifting up my leg for that threat of a kick. So that could work. I'm not gonna throw it ever.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any bodyguard, but
To be a little dumb.
so basically what happened there was my kneecap could have got destroyed and he could have got kicked. But we're just gonna go with that didn't happen, so
Round 2 did not go as well for me. Dylan hits me twice and I try to go in close again, but Dylan makes a really good read and uses his elbow to push me away while hitting me with the bat. I try to grab the bat and then I just slip away out of range. Now I definitely would have landed these front kicks if I would have thrown them, but I didn't want to throw them and actually hit Dylan with no armor on. That'd be fucked up. But these kicks actually do slow down Dylan, even though I don't actually throw them. He misses a couple times and then I taunt him by dancing. It reminds me of Anderson Silva or some shit. Then he starts hitting me in the knees and I realize I can't stay on the outside forever, so I circle out and then feint with this front kick again, but he hits me in the knee again. You see me reaching out, I'm trying to grab the bat, and as I'm trying to do that, he goes upwards and hits me directly in the eyeball with the bat. Now using that same energy, he's going to hit me in the body. And earlier he used his left elbow to push me away. Now I'm going to go under his elbow to prevent that from happening this time. I use my other hand to push his arm downwards while tucking my head so he can't hit me again. Now that I have both arms around his arm, I'm going to pull. I see him trying to grab the bat. Now I need to get 1 hand on the handle while pulling his arm away. I'm able to do that, and I get the bat successfully again. Round 2 definitely looked cool, but the question is, did I survive? Dylan missed 6 of his strikes, making the total strikes 9 out of 15 landed. 1 of them was minor. 5 of them were major. I'm definitely going to have some bruising and swelling on my knees and my torso, but the most important thing about this is the lethal strikes. 1 lethal strike to the knee, 1 to the body, and 1 to my eye. It didn't stop me from fighting here, but it definitely might have if this was a real baseball bat. So let me know in the comments if you think I survived this round, and let's get right into round 3.
So, alright, let's try one more time. Oh, Jesus.
Good shit.
Well, I don't know. Y'all have to judge in the comments. Did I die? Did I survive?
Almost fucked up my ankle.
I tried to capitalize on it, but then you were like already coming back.
Here we go, beginning of round 3. Dylan goes immediately for the leg again. I try to go close distance like I have every round and try to grab the bat. This doesn't work out well for me. He ends up pushing me away. What happens next is very interesting. I feint forward for a side kick. He tries to hit me in the leg. I actually end up making contact with his hand on the handle. So if I'd thrown this full power, do you think this would have disarmed him? Let me know in the comments. Dylan misses his swing. I feint for a front kick. Dylan misses another swing, and this is very important. Whenever he swings for the third time, he takes a bad step, and I see this. I try to put on the pressure and take the bat, but he does a really good job of putting the bat behind his body. Now he hits me with a couple knee strikes that definitely would have done damage. I know that by looking how that bat is bent around my leg. Now this is a foam bat, but it is pretty sturdy. So the fact that it is bending around my leg means that he had some sort of power around it. So this definitely would have hurt me. Now remember this is important for what happens in a few seconds. Now I try to close the distance and take the bat from Dylan. I see him about to hit me in the head and I put my guard up, but it's not enough. He still hits me in the head and the bat wraps around my head. What would have made this less hurtful for me is if I put my elbows outward and tried to take the impact on my elbows or my forearms, but I didn't put my elbows out far enough, so this bat hits me directly in the head and wraps around my head. Now if this was a real bat, this would have done a lot of damage. It probably would have knocked me out, and if it didn't knock me out, I would not have been able to fight as effectively as I did moving forward. But what I do next is actually pretty cool, so let's just see that. I still keep closing distance, and I manage to get my hands on the bat. Now I pull downwards to try to get more control over it. Once I get it in my area, I'm going to outside trip Dylan and use all of my weight to just break his grip. Now that was really cool, some John Wick shit, but let's see if I survived in round 3. This time Dylan only missed 3 strikes, making the total strikes landed 8 out of 11. There was only 1 minor strike again. 3 of them were major, but I think what really decides if I lived or died this time was the lethal strikes. 4 lethal strikes, and of course, one of the ones wrapped around my knee, and the other lethal strike wrapped around my head. If this was a real baseball bat, it would have done a lot of damage to my knee, and I know it definitely would have done a lot of damage to my head. If I didn't get knocked out, like I said, it would have definitely affected my ability to fight moving forward, and who knows, he probably would have hit me with a lot more significant strikes after that really one good hit to the head. But here, let's move on to the total strikes landed over all 3 rounds. Dylan missed a total of 9 strikes throughout all 3 rounds, resulting in the total strikes landed being 23 out of 32. 5 strikes were minor, mostly glancing off my elbows or torso or knees. Most of the strikes were major, being 10 major strikes, mostly in my torso and knees. And this, what makes this really bad, lethal strikes 8. Mostly to my legs or torso, but 2 of the strikes had landed on my head. So what do you think? Do you think I survived round 1 and not round 2? Or do you think I survived all 3? Do you think I died each time? Let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. But now I want to go over what we learned to simplify everything from this entire video to help you out if you ever do get into a fight with a dude that has a baseball bat and you are unarmed. The first thing that I would tell somebody is to keep their hands up and elbows out. This is going to minimize the chance of you getting hit in your head and taking real damage. If you have your hands up and your elbows out, you can block using your forearms and elbows. The second thing that you need to do is to close distance. If you don't close distance, you are not ever going to be able to beat the dude with the baseball bat. He's just going to keep hitting you from a distance, and you're never going to be able to get close enough to take it. Now, the third thing goes perfectly with the second. Footwork and feints. If you can move fast, and if you can act like you're going to be somewhere when you're not, it's going to help you a lot into getting closer and taking the bat. Now another thing that really worked for me, number 4, is front kicks and side kicks. If I would have actually threw these kicks, I think I would have had a lot more success against Dylan and keeping distance and being able to maintain it when I want to. Now the 5th thing is very obvious, but prepare to get hit. If you aren't prepared to get hit, you're going to get hit a lot more than you ever would if you are prepared. stay vigilant, keep your eyes open, and don't expect to get hit in one area. When I was expecting to get hit in the head, Dylan would hit me in the knees, so be prepared for that. Now at number 6 here, I have keep 2 hands on your opponent's wrist or the bat. It doesn't matter where you grab, as long as you can get 2 hands on the bat or their wrists, you will have a lot more success trying to control them. If you only use one hand, it is probably going to slip away from you and you will take more damage trying to take the bat away. So always 2 hands on wrist or the bat, doesn't matter the location. Now number 7 is probably the most important out of all of these. Avoid the Goldilocks zone. What does that mean? You either want to stay far enough away so the bat can't hit you, or you want to close distance as fast as possible. If you stay in that middle area where the baseball bat can hit you and you can't block it or move out of the way, you are going to lose that fight and get really hurt really fast. Either stay far away and try to time it to where you can go in and grab the baseball bat, or try to close the distance as fast as possible. I think that's a better option, but you do not want to be in the Goldilocks zone, which leads us to the end of the video. So the big question is answered: how do you fight somebody with a baseball bat? Now let's answer the question: how do you not fight somebody with a baseball bat?
So thank you all for watching, and remember, if somebody's coming out with you with a baseball bat, here, this is what you should really do.
Get the fuck out of there.